Betrayal? I think I got this. On August the 2nd, 2001, the night before my 10th wedding anniversary, just after my husband and I put our 4- and 7-year-old daughters to bed and came downstairs, he was acting really weird, and I just turned around expecting no for an answer, and I said, "So what, are you having an affair or something?" "Okay." "Yeah." He turned around and said, "Yes, as a matter of fact, I am." Wow, I was stunned. And I'm like, "Well, are you in love with her?" "Yes, and I want to be with her more than with you." "Okay, and now a little bit of disclosure. I am a pathologist. I cut open bodies to figure out why the person died." I go on probing. "Were there any others? How did this happen?" He says, yes, there was another one. I met her in a hotel room. We just had sex for hours. I came over and over. It was the best sex I ever had. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, I walk outside. I walk around the house. My heart is like it's squeezed, twisted like a dish rag, that tight wrenching so hard you can't breathe, and it really hurts, but at the same time it feels like it's going to pound outside your chest. Okay. I get a little cool, I sit on the porch, and he comes out and sits beside me. And I said, "Okay, I see this can go two ways. We can get a divorce, or you can stop seeing her and we'll go to therapy." And he says, "I don't know, I gotta talk to my aunt," his mother had died. "I have to talk to my sister," and I thought, I don't have to talk to anybody. And I went inside and I started separating out our little collection that was on the shelf. And he comes in and says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, we're getting a divorce. I'm separating our stuff." You know, it's midnight, but I'm wide awake. So he starts pacing. And he says, "So what's going to happen to me?" "I don't know, not my problem." "What about all my tools in the garage?" "I don't know, not my problem." So he paces a little bit and he says, okay, I'll break it off with her. We'll go to therapy." I said, "Okay, you do it tonight. You write her an email. You do it in front of me, and I watch you send it." And he says, "Why do you have to watch?" Duh. Okay. But then he says, "You really don't want to watch." And I'm like, "No, I am watching." I look. Why I don't want to watch? Because there's this nice, cute email from her that says, "Ooh, I can't really wait to fuck you too." I'm like, wow, class. Okay, I hit him. It's true. Okay, so in the next few weeks, I cut my hair to this long, 1/4 inch, number 1 blade, you know. I lost 45 pounds. But I went to see my doctor to get the name of a therapist, and I'm telling her what happened, and she says, "So is there a gun in the house?" And I said, "I really don't think he's going to shoot me." And she says, "I don't mean him, you." And I'm like, "Oh, me, him." And I'm thinking, lady, you need to ask me if there's a bat in the house. A gun is way too fast, way too painless. Okay. So my sensation at this time, you have to understand, is what I thought was my home, my family, my place of trust, my sanctuary, is gone. Crumbled, gone, gone, gone. My head's empty. I can't keep my concentration for more than, 15 seconds at a time. Gone, gone, gone. Okay, we all know what happened about 5 weeks later. On September the 11th, 2001, these planes flew into the World Trade Center. I now felt like there was nothing left that I knew that I could hold on to, that I could trust, that was going to be the same the next day. Not in my family, not in my country, not in my life. It was really kind of devastating. Oh, my therapist was telling me, kids of divorced parents don't do well, and, in Italy they are unfaithful all the time. It's okay. Anyway, it wasn't as much those things, although my kids counted a lot. It was the voice in my head of thousands of women saying, "Oh my God, your husband cheated on you and he wants to come back. I'm never going to see my husband again. What the fuck is wrong with you?" And so I stayed. Okay, fast forward 12 years. This man has a penile alarm clock, and the alarm was ringing. And I come back from a business trip, and he sits down on my bed, and he says, "I want a divorce. I want to go have sex with as many women as possible." Okay, turns out, unbeknownst to me, he had already started on this. By the end of the conversation, he didn't understand that I didn't want him to sleep in my bed, and I also wanted him to move out by the weekend. Within 3.5 months, the 23-year marriage was over. We were divorced. Okay, it's true that for a few days at 2 o'clock every afternoon, I cried. It's like a rain shower in Hawaii. It's time, I'm on cue, I cried. Okay, but and for anybody who may ever go through this, you start to get stronger and better. And I turned around to the voices of 9/11 and said, you know what? That was not the droid you wanted. Okay? So I'm telling you, I'm much better. Kissed a guy last week. Yes. And I can tell anybody who goes through this, there is life after death. I am proof of it. I've done it twice.